Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Extreme Arena and Iowa Hawkeye Volleyball. I'm John Evans, the home opener for the Hawkeyes. They take on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Second match of the tournament as University of Northern Iowa took on North Florida, the Ospreys from North Florida. Ospreys, sorry, and UNI won that match in straight sets as they kicked off the tournament with that win. Hawkeyes will look to try to match that against the 6-3 Jackrabbits. Going through the warm-ups here, a lot of new faces on the Hawkeye squad this year, including the coaching staff. So we'll have a lot of good stories, a lot of fun to talk about there. Fun match for me personally. This two of the matches this weekend is a couple of players on opposing teams that my daughter played club and high school with and against. So that'll be kind of fun to see some of them as I've watched Akila Jefferson for South Dakota State come by here. Elise Winters out there on the court. So a couple of players that the Hawkeyes will have known about, local players, both up from Cedar Rapids. So I'm sure it'll be fun to have for them to be back in town and play. So good batch there. We'll get going. Again, kind of going through warm-ups. Jackrabbits 6-3, Hawkeyes 3-5 on the season. Played well as the year's gone along. And as you'll hear Coach Barnes say in the interview, just hasn't quite been able to limit the errors that they've made. And so they've hurt themselves a little bit too much. Able to terminate balls, but not able to help themselves enough yet. So we'll work on that here. I know as I was at practice a couple times this week, that was a big focus, was limiting the errors. There were some challenges there on the points to make sure that was right. So we're going to go ahead and have just a couple-minute clip with Coach Barnes. We'll see how that plays out. New technology for us, so we're going to give it a swing here. So stay tuned for Coach Barnes. First home match here in Extreme Arena. But before we get into that, you've had 3 good weekends, get to know your team, have them gel. What have you seen that you like so far?
Well, it's great to be home, number one, and thanks, John. We're as the games are going on, but we're just grateful to be here. The girls are excited about being home and having Iowa fans around them. The last 3 weeks has been a ton of learning. We've have a lot of new faces in the program, new coaches, and we've seen good and bad. The good of it is that we're an aggressive team and we score a lot of points. We have to be more disciplined and not score so much for our opponents as well. As a coach, you want to deal with players that are aggressive and not passive, and so there's some learning that we've been pushed against as far as learning how to take care of the ball better, and I think those lessons, have really helped us going into this weekend. That we're going to be an aggressive team, but we got to be more disciplined.
I've been to a handful of practices, watched your team. They look like they're having a lot of fun. What's the kind of the team attitude, team temperature as you've mixed all those new faces in?
Yeah, we try to promote that in our practices because you don't get better unless you're really enjoying what you're doing. And so we talk about it every day. Balancing, life has got to be balanced, volleyball's got to be balanced, and we got to be balanced within being disciplined and having fun. And when we are that way, we are our best team. Today, again, we've really been putting a stressor on being disciplined. And what we mean by that is just keeping the service errors and the hitting errors low. Because we'll get enough kills to win. We just need to take care of the ball.
So now as we head into North Florida here or South Dakota State here this morning, North Florida tonight, what's kind of is that the focus, minimizing errors, but
finding that line of being aggressive?
Yeah, exactly. It's it's literally the job of a coach. Get your team to be aggressive, but limit their errors. That's a little bit of coaching in a nutshell. And for our team going into this, it's good opponents for us to play. South Dakota State's used to winning, and so they've got a winning record, and we won't be given points. We're going to have to earn them, which is great for us. And playing at UNF, again, just getting our game right is important today so that we're ready again for Northern Iowa tomorrow. It's 3 matches really close together, so it's important we don't let up on sets and give up sets and have to play longer than we need to.
Yeah, that was what, we talked a little bit. What's the mindset of trying to close those sets out? The Iowa State match last weekend, you had a chance in that third set maybe to put a whole different spin on that. Is there something you work on there, or is it really, hey, just keep being aggressive and be smart about it? And what's the idea there?
Well, honestly, I'm trying to teach them the mindset that the teams that play steady and close out games are the teams that value each point equally. That from the beginning, every point matters. And you'll find that you'll create separation, and at the end, you just keep playing each point equally. You don't try harder at the end. And when you try harder, that's when you cause the mistakes. So it's that mentality, just 1 point at a time that every coach talks about, but truly understanding that is a different deal when you've got so many new faces.
Sounds good. Coach, I'll let you go. This was a good first start. We'll get going. Good luck today, and we'll talk to you before tonight's game, too.
Yeah, thank you, John.
Thanks, Coach.
One take, knock.
Okay, we got Coach Barnes there. Back at it here now. Kind of learning what we're going here through. Challenges there with Coach Barnes. The first audio mix. But we are ready to go here. Hawkeyes finishing their serve and pass warm-up. And then we'll head into the starting lineups. Good group there. They lost the Hawks just finishing up here. No national anthem as we played that before the first game. The first match of the day, so we're all set there. Ready to go here as we take off. So we'll have South Dakota State first in the blue uniforms, black spandex, gold numbers. Hawkeyes white tops, black numbers, black spandex. I can't really guess. This is new. Usually we get a little later in the season. I can give you a pretty good guesstimate as to who the starting lineup is, but tonight this afternoon, we're just going to have to wait and see here, see what the shakeout is, as the Hawkeyes have battled through some injuries here in the early part of the season, and it's got tough early on, even with at the beginning with players non-volleyball injuries, and kind of catching some stuff up after that. Getting the starting lineups now for South Dakota State. Reagan Riley, Faith Saywert, Ella Thompson, Crystal Burke. She's been very good this year for the Jackrabbits. Akila Jefferson from Cedar Rapids Xavier. Sydney Andrews. And Elise Winter, another Cedar Rapids Xavier product. Head coach Dan Georgalis in his third season with the Jackrabbits. Hawkeyes getting ready here to again see the starting lineup. Anna Davis not dressed today. She's doing some rehab work to get back at it. The new hype video, always fun to see. Got Toyosi and Amaya Jones, two high-spirited teammates. Again, that's been, with all the new transfers, Coach Barnes in his first season, you just have, you have a lot of new faces, and so you have a lot of need to figure out personalities, I guess is the best way to put it. And so everybody's trying to figure out who's the leader, who's more of a follower, and who's loud about being a leader, and who's maybe a little bit more quiet about how they lead. And so everybody's figuring out their own personality, which is pretty cool here. First Hawkeye announced, Toyosi on a banjo. New middle Delaney McSweeney from up the road in Center Point. Lily Tessier, setter, transfer from Florida State. Amaya Jones came back, stayed another year. Michelle Urquhart, transfer from Tulane, one of the outside hitters. We'll call her lots of different names today. Addie Vanderwide, the other outside hitter. And Mari Hinkle will be the libero to start off the year. And Coach Jim Barnes announced for the first time in front of the Extreme Arena Hawkeye crowd. Coach is assisted by Brian Yale and Aubrey Becker. And the director of operations, who really keeps the whole party going, is Emily Sparks in her 7th year with the Hawkeyes. As teams, we've gotten back to shaking hands. The teams have gone through the lineup to shake hands, and now they are taking the floor. Toyosi, the 6'1" sophomore from Houston, Texas. Delaney McSweeney. Program's got her listed up the road, Waterloo, Iowa, so a little bit farther. Lily Tessier, Fort Myers, Florida. Amaya Jones. Amaya's Indianapolis, Indiana. Mari Hinkle, Rosemount, Minnesota. Michelle Urquhart, Virginia Beach, Virginia. And Addie Vanderwide, Ada, Michigan. So Hawkeyes have quite a national roster here. I know Coach Barnes, one of the focuses down the road as he's able to kind of get set will be maybe a little bit more focus on the Iowa players. And there's a lot of quality volleyball going on at the high school ranks in Iowa. And I know Coach is looking to take advantage of that. First serve, overpass. Overpass by Addie Vanderwide, and that's put away by Ella Thompson. 1-0 Jackrabbits. It's Riley to serve. Diving play by Hinkle. Tessier to the middle. McSweeney kill. First kill is a Hawkeye. Good pass there from Hinkle. Tessier put it on the mark. One of the focuses of Coach Barnes' system is to feed the middles. Let those middles get balls. Hinkle now back to serve for the Hawks. Fires it over down the line. Jefferson, bad pass. Down balled over. Tessier takes it. Hinkle pushes it out to Anabanjo. She's blocked. Thompson and Winter get the block. It's 2-1 Jackrabbits. Jefferson back to serve now for SDSU. Fires it over. Good serve. Hinkle diving play. Tessier outside Urquhart. Down the line. Dug up. Libero plays it outside. Rolls it over. Block. Jones. Good dunk there. Burke was blocked right over the top of the net. Jones goes over, uses her right hand, swipes it right down into the middle of the court for her first kill, and we're tied at 2. Anabanjo to serve for the Hawks. Fires it over, fires it long. Ortega and Schmidt will check in for Anabanjo and Tessier. Burke has been outstanding for the Jackrabbits. If I read my game notes correctly from South Dakota State, she went over 1,000 digs, so now has 1,000 digs and kills in her career. Favors returned by South Dakota State as they fire it long. Couple of service errors, and we're tied at 3. Urquhart back to serve. Said her family calls her Shell. Her teammates have been calling her Mickey. So we'll call her a little bit of everything. Ball's played over. Jones is dug up, but couldn't make the play there as Andrews tried to bump it up. Ortega gave Jones a ball, maybe a little low, but Jones did good work with it. Her second kill, 4-3 Hawks with their first lead. Urquhart to serve, floats it over this time. Diving play, good ball pushed outside, big swing. That'll be the first kill for Burke as Ortega couldn't make the diving play, tied at 4. Back to serve now. Let's see. So we'll get to that. Hinkle. And another kill. 5-4 Hawks. Sorry, that was Wadle back to serve. And that'll send Amaya Jones back to the service line. 3 quick kills for her. Floats it over. Good pass. Overpass. Schmidt can't do enough with it, though. Ball goes outside. Big swing. Dug up by Jones, but can't get enough of it. Give the kill to Nerad. Tied at 5. Jefferson checks back in. Back to serve is Burke. Knocks it into the net. Second service error for the Jackrabbits. 6-5 Hawks. Anabanjo Tessier back in. Ortega and Schmidt out. Tessier will go back to serve. Tessier, the redshirt senior. But again, you lose track a little bit of eligibility with the free COVID year. Great serve. Burke with a diving play. Goes to the right side. Tipped over. McSweeney blocks it back. Ball's played to the outside. Jefferson swings. Good dig by Hinkle. Vanderwide. Urquhart in the back row. Good touch. Burke can't handle it, though. Little miscommunication there as the other back row player, I believe that was Wadle, got in Burke's way. 7-5 Hawks. First 2-point lead of the match. Tessier to fire. Floats it over. Jefferson, good pass right on the mark. Middle attack coming. And that'll go into the stands there. Good kill from Andrews on her first swing. Back to serve now, Sayworth, the libero. Sayworth averaging almost 3 digs a game. Knocks it over. Hinkle, good pass, Tessier, middle attack. McSweeney gets the kill. Delaney second. Hawks really feeding the middles. Vanderwide back to serve. Knocks it in the tape, falls back on the Hawkeye side. Couple service errors apiece, 8-7. Substitutions coming. Riley and Winter check back in for the Jackrabbits. Back to serve now is Riley. Runs it forward, floats it over. Vanderwide, good pass, Tessier, outside to Urquhart. She's dug up, good high ball. Libero plays it outside to Jefferson. She'll have to just roll it over. Vanderwide, Tessier, backside on Abanjo, off the block and down. On Abanjo's first kill. Puts Hinkle back to the service line. Mari knocks it over. Good pass there, middle attack coming. Dug up by Tessier. Back row from Vanderwide, off the block. Good play there. Oh! Great play by Winter to get the ball up in the air, but nobody was home and played it for the Jackrabbits. Winter deserved a dig there, doesn't get it. Give the kill to Vanderwide, 10-7 Hawks. Hinkle knocks it right down the line. Good pass from Jefferson, goes all the way outside. Rolls it over, Tessier takes it, Hinkle pushes it out. That's a bad pass. Way too far outside for Anabanjo to handle. 10-8. Jefferson to serve, knocks it over. Vanderwide, great pass. Tessier one-hands it out to Jones. Jefferson with the dig. Pushes it outside. Burke out of bounds. Touch called. Neither line judge called the touch, but the down ref did right away. We'll see. Amaya wants a challenge. Coach Barnes will come over and make the challenge. As it stands, the kill will go to Burke, her third. The Hawkeyes are challenging it on the touch. So we had the rule change with the touches. With the challenges. Fewer challenges, but if you're right, you keep it. So a little bit different attack there. So we'll see if Burke was just long or if Anabanjo or Jones got a piece of it. Pretty quick and immediate work here, so he saw something he liked right away. So ball sailed well over the hand, so give Burke actually the hitting error and give the Hawks an 11-8 lead. Jefferson goes out. And that was Van Egdom that comes in. On a banjo to serve. 11-8 Hawks lead here in the first. Goes cross. Burke, good pass. Comes middle attack, blocked by Jones. Jones wins the battle with Thompson that time, 12-8 Hawks. And that'll cause a South Dakota State timeout. Hawks, good effort so far, 8 kills. They lead 12-8 here in the first set. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. I'm John Evans. Hawks lead the first set against South Dakota State 12-8. Joking with Dane Kopic, the replay technician here. He said that's how a replay is run. That was quick and efficient from the down ref as he popped over, saw what he needed to see, and didn't waste really any time making a choice. Hawks with 8 kills here in the early going, 3 for Jones, 2 for McSweeney. Amaya Jones knocks it over. Goes at Burke, middle at right side attack coming this time. Blocked again, dug up though. Right side tip. Jones takes it. Tessier, back, Vanderwide. Dug up. Burke has to free ball it over. Hinkle takes it. Tessier, outside to Urquhart. Off the block. Didn't look like it. Jones goes off the block and scores. Looked like tape on my side. Hawks catch a break maybe. 13-8. Kill number 4 for AJ. On a banjo floater. Good pass outside to Burke. Off the block. Falls on the Jackrabbit side. Jones and Tessier with another block on Burke, and it's 13-8. And Coach Dan DeGeorgalis calls timeout again. 14-8. Hawks on top here in the first. We'll take a quick break. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball here. Midway through the first set, Hawkeyes on top 14-8. As the Hawkeyes have done a lot of good work around the net. Hawkeyes 9 kills, led by 4 from Amaya Jones. And also then with 2 blocks. Jones with a solo block and then assisted one with Tessier. Hawks hitting 500 in the early going, holding South Dakota State to 133. On a banjo, knocks it over. Burke plays it off the net, goes back outside to her. High off the block. Vanderwide, good hands underneath it. Tessier on the slide to Jones. Down the line, blows up the libero, but great dig. Burke again, tips it over. Urquhart sees it. Tessier pushes it back. Row Vanderwide goes wide and misses. 14-9. On a banjo out, Tessier out, Ortega and Schmidt in. Libero's got a little thumb issue. Mari Hinkle taped up by Katie, who's been the MVP of the team, the trainer. Never want your trainer to be the MVP. Thompson back to serve for the Jackrabbits. 14-9, Hawks lead. Hinkle diving play. Ortega pushes it out to Schmidt. Big swing, scores. Adina Schmidt, big swing. Catches the back line. And that'll send Urquhart back to serve. Knocks it over. Burke plays it. That ball's tight. Tipped over. Jones knocks it right back on South Dakota State's side. Burke again. Goes through the block. Urquhart, great diving play. Vanderwide rolls it over. Dug up there. Pushes it outside. Burke, another swing. Rolled over. Easy play by Hinkle. Ortega outside. Left-handed comes over. Burke gets the dig. Setter dump. Caught him off guard there as Hinkle had just really recovered. And Reagan dumps it over and scores. Reagan Riley with her first kill. 15-10, Hawkeyes still on top. Wadle back in to serve. Floats it over. Hinkle, pass off the net. Ortega to Jones in the middle. Good pass, but good dig. Rolls over. Ortega has to play it. Doesn't get good hands on it. Ortega out, Urquhart to Vanderwide. Good ball from Urquhart. And Vanderwide does a ton with it. It's 16-10. Jones right down the line. Burke takes it, pushes it right side to Burke. Goes wide, gets the touch call, 16-11. Hinkle back in for Jones. Burke back to serve. Knocks it right down the line. Vanderwide. Ortega, right side to Schmidt. Great tip. Dug up, though. Jefferson will get a swing. Goes through the block. Urquhart gets it. Ortega chases it down. Middle attack to McSweeney. Another dig. Back row attack from Burke. Call is on Vanderwide in the net. 16-12. Sayward, two very good digs for South Dakota State there to keep that point alive. Ultimately got them the win. Doing a little cleanup on the floor here. Too cold to sweat on the floor this morning. Burke's back, ready to put it in play. Fires it over. Diving play by Vanderwide. Ortega to the middle to McSweeney, and she's blocked. That was Nerad and Andrews. 16-13. 3 straight for the Jackrabbits. Urquhart, Ortega, backside to Schmidt, tips it. Great tip there. Timing was a little off. Jefferson was there for the block. Schmidt tipped it right over. Hawks stopped the run, 17-13 on Schmidt's second kill. Tessier back in, on a banjo back in. Tessier to serve. Lilly floats it over. Jefferson, good pass. Right side attack coming, rolled over. Dug up by the Hawks, but back onto the South Dakota State side, and that's pounded home by, Nerad. 17-14. Sayward back to serve. The libero comes forward and fires. Hinkle, good pass to Tessier, middle to McSweeney. Misses wide, but we have a touch call, 18-14. Vanderwide to serve. Floats it over, it's a good one. Burke, good play, goes right side, off the net. Tough ball there. Beat it right into the net, rolled it over the top of the block and scores. That was Nerad, 18-15. Riley back in to serve. Fires it, catches the back line. Hawks were calling it out, but it goes for the first ace of the match, 18-16. Floats it over again. Urquhart, good pass to Tessier. Backside to Anabanjo. Dug up by Burke, and that ball will sail long over the Hawkeye end line. 19-16. Two for Toy. Hinkle now back to serve. Sails it long. 19-17. Third service error of the game for the Hawks. Jefferson to serve. Goes to Vanderwide. Great pass. Tessier. Anabanjo. Blocked. Burke and Thompson send it straight down to the floor. 19-18. Coach Barnes will go ahead and use the first Hawkeye timeout. Hawks still lead by 1, but momentum's in blue. 19-18 set 1. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Extreme Arena and Hawkeye Volleyball. Hawks lead set 1, 19-18 against South Dakota State. 14 kills for the Hawks, hitting .333 here in the first set. 10 kills for the Jackrabbits, hitting .250. Hawkeyes 3 service errors though, to no aces. One ace, 2 errors for the Jackrabbits. Each team with 11 digs, pretty even first set here. Been a little bit of the Hawkeyes' MO. Jefferson serves it right into the net coming out of the timeout. 20-18, Hawks on top. Jefferson leaves, Van Egdom comes in. Anabanjo to serve. Hawks have been able to get leads in sets, haven't been able to close sets out. Diving play. That's a back row setter there as Burke with a bad pass off the serve receive. Put her setter Riley in a tough position. Hawks leads back to 3, 21-18. Give Toyosi the ace. Fires at same spot. Another bad pass. One-handed up, rolled over. Jones takes it. Tessier outside. Urquhart, big swing, dug up. Goes outside to Burke. Tips it, pushes it over. Hinkle can't chase it down. Great hustle effort there. Vanderwide thought Anabanjo was going to take it, didn't, and then wasn't able to get the one hand on it. So give Burke the kill, her 5th. She has high volume as Jackrabbits look to her every chance they get. Thompson back to serve. Hawks by 2, 21-19. Hinkle, good pass to Ortega. Dumps it. She's dug up. Free ball coming over to the Hawks. Vanderwide. Ortega outside. It's tight. It's tipped up but dug. To Burke. She'll get a swing. Rolls it over. Ortega gets it up in the air. Hawks run into the net. 21-20. As Hinkle trying to chase that ball down. Ends up in the net. Thompson to serve, chance to tie for the Jackrabbits. Fires it over. Urquhart, bad pass. Jones goes up and gets it. Big swing. Touch called. 22-20. My guess is we're going to see a challenge right here. He's not really going to have any choice. He's adamant about no touch. He'll go grab his green card, and we'll have a challenge. So Schmidt with a big swing. We'll see how it stands. Get a peek over here. Our down ref was exceptionally quick last time. We'll see if he's equally as quick this time.
After the match, Jim's gonna go to the locker room quick, then he'll go back out.
Getting our update on how we'll be on post-game. We will have Coach Barnes post-match. We had a little pregame show. We'll have a little post-game show with Coach Barnes. As we're getting the review system here. And Hawks still hitting .324, but South Dakota State closing the gap up to .290 now. 5 assists from Carly Wadle, 3 from Reagan Riley. Hawks have 5 from Lily Tessier and 4 from Bailey Ortega. A couple from Mari Hinkle, and then spread around to a number of other players. Michelle Urquhart leads with 3 digs for the Hawks, 7 digs from Faith Sayward. Knew she'd been a little bit of everywhere in the first set, but numbers backing that up. 6 kills from Crystal Burke. Amaya Jones leads the Hawks with 4. McSweeney and Schmidt with 3, although one of those 3 is on the line here. Not sure he could tell on this one, so I think this one might be a stands as called just because he couldn't tell. So that'll stay with the Hawks. Coaching staff for South Dakota State not amused, but not sure how you argue that piece of it. So the Hawks back up with a 22-20 lead. As that call goes as called on the court. And so Urquhart now fires it across. Good serve. That'll go for an ace. Too hot for Van Egdom to handle. 23-20. See if the Hawks can close it out. Urquhart comes forward, fires it over again. Burke, good pass, goes back out to Burke, tips it over. Ortega pancakes it up. Urquhart gets a swing but puts it in the net. Ortega with a great pancake. Schmidt gave her a good ball. Hawks stayed aggressive. But Mickey puts it in the net, 23-21. See if the Hawks can get the side out. Fires it over. Good pass from Urquhart. Outside of Vanderwide. Diving play comes over Jones. Blocked onto the Jackrabbit side. And the Hawks have a couple of set points, 24-21. Amaya Jones to serve, trying to close it out. Knocks it over. Good pass outside to Burke. Goes through the McSweeney-Schmidt block, 24-22. Jefferson back to the front row, but good news for the Hawks. Burke heads to the back row as she's been a handful with her 7 kills. One pass, one side, that'll do it. Here's the serve. Hinkle, overpass. Ortega goes up in the joust, and since she's a back row setter, it's 24-23. Coach Barnes will use his second timeout. He'll try to ice the server here as the Hawks will look to close out this first set. Still lead 24-23. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Extreme Arena and Hawkeye Volleyball. Iowa leads set one over South Dakota State, 24-23. The Hawks will try to close the door here after leading 24-21. Couple points in a row for South Dakota State. Burke back to serve. She's got 7 kills on the match, hitting .333. 15 of South Dakota State's 33 swings, so kind of know where the ball's going. Now it's in her hands to serve. Here it comes. Floats it long. Coach Barnes uses 2 beautiful timeouts to get a couple service errors, and the Hawks win the first set, 25-23. New now again for 2022 season, we're going to switch ends. So South Dakota State will come my way. Hawkeyes will switch to the other end. Hawkeyes take set one, 25-23. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. I'm John Evans. Hawks take set one, 25-23. As we've switched ends, I'm just entertaining myself here with Coach Georgalis, still giving the down ref the business about the not getting the touch call there near the end of the set. But Hawks take set one, 25-23 behind 5 kills from Amaya Jones, 3 from Delaney McSweeney, the transfer from Wake Forest, and 3 from Adina Schmidt. South Dakota State led by Crystal Burke with 7. Anna Nerad had 3. As the Hawks hit 297, South Dakota State actually closed the gap, won the hitting battle. Hit 303 in the set, but 16 kills for the Hawks to just 13 for South Dakota State. 13 digs for the Hawks, 15 behind 7 from Faith Sayward. Outstanding libero for the Jackrabbits. Hawkeyes kind of had it spread around, both teams with a couple blocks. Each team had 2 aces, and ultimately it was the last service error there for the Jackrabbits. We were talking about that from a Hawkeye perspective. Ends up biting South Dakota State instead. Same starting lineup here for the Hawkeyes. And Vanderwide back to serve. Floats it over. Jefferson, good ball. Pushes it outside. Roll shot over. Tessier takes it. Hinkle platforms it. Right side on a banjo. Dug by Burke, but that will go off the antenna on a banjo kill. It may take me most of all year to get to say her name on a banjo after saying it on a banjo all last year, but we'll get her figured out. Vanderwide, great serve, drops right in front of Sayward, and the Hawks lead 2-0 on the ace from Vanderwide. I did the same thing with Addie last year. It takes a minute to get worked in on some of these. Vanderwide floats this one over. Jefferson takes it. Middle attack coming. Good dig by Tessier. McSweeney goes up. Kind of lost her bearings. Liked the aggressiveness, but couldn't quite get her shoulders squared and hit it off the court wide. Hitting error makes it 2-1. Jefferson back to serve. Floats it cross court and out. Couple service errors for Aquila now. 3-1 Hawks lead. McSweeney goes out. Hinkle to the service line. Jones checks back into the front row. Hinkle fires it into the net. Teams trade service errors, 3-2. Thompson to serve now. Couple low bounces, all the fingers and all the knuckles taped up on the right hand. Floats it at Hinkle. Good play to Tessier. Jones. Kill number 6 for Amaya Jones. Amaya came into the year as Iowa's all-time hitting percentage leader. To check her season stats on a banjo. Bad pass from Sayward. Ball's platform to Burke. Rolls over. Catches the back corner. What a perfectly placed ball from Burke. Nowhere else she could have put that. That was pretty spiffy. Checking back to Jones, hitting .263 on the season. She might be now under. It was pretty nip and tuck there at the top of the standings for kill percentage. Hawks lead here early in the second set, 4-3. I think we're all ready to go now. Wadle to serve. Knocks it over to Urquhart. Good pass to Ortega. Backside to Urquhart. Off the block. Another miscommunication that'll lead to a free ball. Jones takes it. Good pass to Ortega. Backside to Urquhart again. She gets the kill this time. Urquhart's second kill. She's been good 6th rotation player for the Hawks this year. Knocks that serve, and that'll go for an ace. Burke and Sayward both stepped away from it. And the ace splits the seam, 6-3. Drop ball there, and that'll go for an ace. Back-to-back ace serves from Urquhart, as that time she put the drop ball right in front of Burke. Hawks on top here. Second set, lead the match 1-0. That one catches the back line. 3 aces in a row. Call it a hat trick, a turkey, whatever you want. Pick your term. It's 3 points in a row for the Hawks. 8-3 here in the second set, sorry. Urquhart comes side. Burke, bad pass. Free ball over and out. Didn't get the ace serve, but that was all set up by the serve. And that run causes a timeout. 9-3, Hawks lead here in the second set. Lead the match 1-0. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. Hawks took set 1, 25-23. Lead set 2 now, 9-3 behind an outstanding service run from Michelle Urquhart. She's up to 4 aces for the match now, 3 aces in a row. And then bad pass led to an attack error on just a free ball over. So Hawks lead 9-3. Again, they led early in set 1. Let the Jackrabbits come all the way back, but held on. See if the Hawks can seal a better deal here in set 2. Big swing coming from the middle there. That's Nerad. South Dakota State really looks to 2 places. They look to Burke and Nerad. 23 of the 37 swings so far. Burke to serve. Knocks it over. Hinkle. That's an overpass. Jefferson goes up and gets it and gets the kill. Saw Aquila play a ton in club and at Xavier High School. Burke fires that one long. Service error makes it 10-5. I saw Aquila play a bunch of club matches, including some big ones at Cedar Rapids Xavier. Jones to serve for the Hawks. Goes at Jefferson. Good pass. Middle attack coming. Tipped over. Schmidt gets it. Ortega to McSweeney. It's low, but the Hawks catch a break on the net call. Ball was finding the floor anyway. 11-5. McSweeney's 4th kill. AJ fires it, just long. Misses by a foot or so over that back line. 11-6 on the service error. Saywert back to serve. Floats it over. Hinkle diving play. Ortega backside. Schmidt through the block. Burke was there, just couldn't quite handle it. Schmidt's got 4 kills, 12-6. On a banjo and Tessier back in. Ortega and Schmidt to the bench. Tessier fires it over. Jefferson, good pass. Right side coming, tips it over. That was Nerad. Block was a little late from McSweeney, but no one covered the hole anyway, so it was tipped right over. Riley now back to serve. She spins it, fires. Urquhart, good pass to Tessier. McSweeney's blocked. Tessier out to Anabanjo. Goes through the block and scores. 13-7. 4 for Anabanjo. Vanderwide floats it over. Jefferson off the net, goes outside, big swing, blocked but out of bounds. Give that kill to Winter, her first. And Jefferson back to serve. She really needs the ball. There we go. Jefferson floats it over. Vanderwide, bad pass. Hinkle uses hands. Urquhart, high off the block. McSweeney with cover. Tessier behind her to Anabanjo. Down. Toyosi is probably the most explosive hitter the Hawkeyes have. She can do some flat-footed things where she just gets up and hammers it. 14-8 now. Hinkle to serve, knocks it over. Burke steps in, good pass. Middle attack coming. Hawks get it up in the air. Jones takes it, Urquhart rolls it off the block and scores. 15-8, Hawks here on top. And that will lead to another timeout. Hawks lead set 2, 15-8, lead the match 1-0. We'll take a break. You are listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. Hawks lead set 2, 15-8. Hawks 3-5 on the season. They'll be closing out the non-conference season this weekend with 3 matches. Opened the season with a couple wins against Gonzaga and Florida International. Then lost the last match of that event down in Oklahoma to the host Sooners. Might have been that's where the Hawks didn't play their best. Then went to Colorado for the Pac-12 Big Ten Challenge. Lost to number 14 Washington and host Colorado, both in straight sets. Took Wright State in 5 to open last weekend in Ames. Hinkle serves it into the net, 15-9. And then lost in 4 to both Iowa State and Drake. Up 23-19 in the third set against Iowa State. Let that one get away. South Dakota State to serve. Floats it over. Vanderwide, good pass. Tessier off the net. Anabanjo tips, too high. Winter takes it, pushes it middle attack, tipped. Urquhart gets it. Tessier outside to Urquhart. One-on-one. She wins that battle. 16-9. Winter had no chance there. Urquhart was right on top of the net and just pounded it home. Kill number 4 for her now. Anabanjo to serve. Burke, ball's way off the net, goes right back to her though. Good ball, tipped over. Jones takes it, pushes it back to the Hawkeye side, and what a block! Jones makes a mistake on the free ball, but goes up, plays defense, and blocks Andrews right back onto the Jackrabbit side, 17-9. Anabanjo rolls it up, right tight to the net. Good play, another block right in the middle. Right side attack coming this time. Corner called touch. Up ref shook it off. 18-9 on the hitting error. And Toy to serve again. Floats it over this time, and it's a beauty. Finds floor there. 19-9 as the Hawkeye serving has really taken over. And we're going to get a substitution. Andrews is going to go out. Ventling Brown will check in. Although I'm not sure she had anything to do with the serve receive there, but new player. Burke, another pass off the net. Goes back to Burke. Big swing. That one was touched. 19-10. Kill number 9 for Burke. Schmidt and Ortega back in for the Hawks. Wadle to serve for the Jackrabbits. Hawks on top, 19-10, looking to close it out. Take a 2-0 lead. Floats it over. Urquhart, good pass. Ortega slide to Jones, blocked. Ortega covers. Hinkle gets it. Platforms to Schmidt, but it's off the court. Burke takes it. Pushes it right side. Ball's behind her. Finds the back line, though. Good play by Nerad. As she found the back line with a oddly timed roll shot, 19-11. Wadle again. Good serve there. Schmidt gets a swing, blocked onto the Hawkeye side. Lift called as Urquhart tried to cover. So that'll go for a block on Schmidt, 19-12. Wadle floats it over again. Urquhart, pass off the net. Ortega out to Schmidt. Behind her. Touch called. They all know it. They all deny it, but they all know it. 20-12. Urquhart back to serve. She gave the Hawkeyes the lead early in this set with a serving run. See what she can do here. Goes at Burke again. Good pass. Burke on the right side. Block is late, and boy, you can't be late to her. She's got a hammer as Burke splits Jones and Schmidt for the kill. First one to 10 as Burke has double-digit kills now. 20-13, Hawks still on top. Burke to serve, floats it over. Ball's tight, dunked right back over. As that was Ventling Brown that went up and got it, 20-14. This has been the Hawkeye problem in the early season, is closing these sets out. You heard Coach Barnes mention it, valuing every point. Right side, Schmidt through the block. Vanderwide, diving play by Burke, but not good enough, 21-14. Jones back to serve now for the Hawks. Ball's tight, one-handed up. Nice throw there. Ventling Brown called for the carry. She seems puzzled by it, but she might be the only one in the gym that's puzzled by that. 22-14. Jones, good pass this time. Right side, Nerad off the block. Ortega gets it. No setter, though. Hawks in a scramble outside of Jefferson. Roll shot. Urquhart gets it. Ortega, McSweeney, it's way low. Diving play by Sayward. Schmidt hammers it home. Hawkeyes had no business winning that point and got it done. Hawkeyes with the libero off the floor didn't have communication on who was setting there. And Amaya Jones ended up putting it up in the air. Jonesy to serve again. Burke, good pass, middle, outside. Jefferson, big swing from Aquila. 23-15. Jefferson's second kill. Sayward to serve. Hawks looking to close it out. Urquhart, Ortega, outside to Vanderwide. Easy find the floor there, and the Hawks have set points galore here in set 2. Tessier checks back in. She'll try to close out the set for the Hawks. Lily knocks it down the line. Burke, bad pass. Chase down. Free ball over. Hinkle. Tessier outside Vanderwide. Got it. 25-15, and the Hawks lead 2-0. We'll switch sides. Take a little bit longer timeout in the break. Hawks come out strong. Lead here 2-0 against the Jackrabbits. You are listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Extreme Arena and Hawkeye Volleyball. Hawks lead 2-0. I'm John Evans. As the Hawks hitting .383 through 2 sets, 30 kills to just 7 errors. South Dakota State 23 kills and 7 errors. I stepped away from the microphone there, but when I came back, I was getting the update. I think Bailey Ortega was awarded a scholarship this year, which was a nice surprise. So good stuff there. Hawks will try to close this out. Looking up and down the stat sheet, the best part of the Hawkeye offense this year, at least so far in the matches I've seen, have been balanced. Toyosi 5 kills, McSweeney 4, AJ 6, Urquhart 4, Schmidt 6, Vanderwide 5. So good balance as the Hawkeyes running that little bit of a modified 6-2. You got 10 assists from Lily, 9 from Bailey. So even though Bailey's only in there for a couple rotations, she's been doing a great job. Hawks changing up libero. Mari Hinkle will be out. Sydney Dennis will get her first run here in the black libero jersey. And it looks like that's Caspers. We've got Caspers in also now playing middle. Sydney touches the ball first play. That worked out pretty well for the Hawks. Serve goes to Dennis. Good pass to Tessier. Tessier gives it to Caspers. And first Hawkeye kill for Jack. 1-0 Hawks lead. Dennis to serve. Fires it over. Bad pass from Sayward into the bench. Good play by Burke. Jones hammers it home. 2-0 Hawks lead. Switch lineup just a little bit. Dennis fires it over. Another bad pass outside to Burke. Block. Jones and Hannah Banjo block Burke. 3-0 Hawks lead. See if the Hawks can just keep driving the bus here. Dennis again. Burke. Good pass. Outside to Burke again. Tips it over. Tessier gets it. Dennis platforms it. Vanderwide rolls it over. Dug up onto the Hawkeye side. Anna Banjo. Tessier outside to Urquhart. Dug up. Right side this time. Blocked by Urquhart. Outside to Burke. Has to tip. Tessier gets it. Vanderwide gets it up in the air. Jones rolls it long. Her first error of the game. Little off-net play. 3-1, Hawks still lead. Sayward back to serve. Fires it over. Vanderwide, Tessier, Jones. That ball's up. Platformed over. Jones gets it. Tessier outside to Urquhart. That one's not. 4-1. Kill number 5 for Mickey. Toyosi to the service line. Fires across. Burke, bad pass. Comes back to Burke, though. Fires it into the net. Blocked by Jones and Tessier. 5-1 Hawks on top. Block number 5 for AJ. Toy fires it across. Passes off the net again. Right side this time. Blocked again. That's Urquhart and AJ. 6 for Amaya. Timeout, South Dakota State. Hawks out quick here in set 3. They're on top, 6-1. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Extreme Arena and Hawkeye Volleyball. Hawks have raced out to a 6-1 lead here in set 3. After taking set 1, 25-23, and taking set 2, 25-15. Hawks looking to get an early afternoon to prepare for tonight against North Florida. Toyosi to serves. The float. It's taken, pushed inside. Dennis dug up on a banjo, will put it over on a free ball. Hawks will be in system, see what kind of defense they can play. Jones got caught cheating there. She was going to go outside to block Burke and instead set the middle in Thompson. And Thompson basically had a hitting line swing and just pounded it to the floor. 6-2, Thompson's second kill. Nearad to serve. She's got 6 kills and a couple blocks. And now add an ace to the total. She's had a good game. 6-3 now. Comes forward, fires it over again. Jones out of the middle, covered by Dennis. Again tries it, misses long. All right. It's all fun and games when it goes well. But now you got to buckle up and side out here. 6-4. Dennis, Ortega outside to Schmidt. Fires it long. Ball was a little low. Ortega really couldn't get any snap on it. Ends up just kind of punching it. And after a couple of errors, Hawks are in a set here. Dennis, good pass to Ortega. Backside, but has to roll it over. Blocked by Jones. Outside to Burke. Vanderwide gets it. Dennis chases it. Schmidt rolls it. Sayward, slide coming. Wide, touch called, tied at 6. And after racing out to the lead, 5 straight for the Jackrabbits, tie it at 6. And Coach Barnes will call timeout. We'll go ahead and take it as well. Tied at 6 here in set 3. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Hawkeyes lead 2-0. Tied at 6 here in set 3. Sloppy start by both teams. Hawks hitting 0 now. 3 kills, 3 errors on 12 swings. South Dakota State hitting negative -091. 2 kills and 3 errors on 11 swings. So we'll see if the teams can buckle back up here. We've only had 1 lead change in the match. Hawks took the lead early in the first set. Were tied a couple times. Hawks took charge in set 2. Never were threatened there. Now here in set 3, look to try to run away and hide, but we're already tied. See if we get more of a back and forth set. Nerad to serve, floats it at Urquhart to Ortega. Backside to Urquhart. Sharp cross kill there, 7-6 Hawks. Heard Anna Davis in the Hawkeye huddle talking about this was the focus, 1 point, focus on 1 point. Stop hurting yourself. The practice games I watched this week on Tuesday and Wednesday, that was the key. Multiple errors cost you. Mickey floats it over, Sayward takes it, pushes it outside to Burke. Dug up back onto the Jackrabbit side. Sayward, ball's tight, goes right side. finds a seam there. That was Thompson. Her 4th kill, tied at 7. Burke back to serve. Good ball, Vanderwide. Ortega, backside to Schmidt, off the block. Sayward, good play there. Outside to Jefferson, rolls it over. Urquhart, Jones, Vanderwide. Dug up by Burke, it's tight. Setter was front row. Riley goes up, dunks it over, and we have a lead change. Jackrabbits on top, 8-7. Jones didn't go up and contest that middle ball. Had a chance, you gotta recognize setters up there, especially on a ball like that. Burke off the tape, Dennis, Ortega, backside to Schmidt, it's low. Jefferson takes it, and Riley just goes back-to-back kills from the setter. Hawks caught flat-footed, 9-7. Biggest lead of the match for South Dakota State. Burke fires it over. Urquhart, bad pass, and that'll go as an ace. Ball just dropped, and all of a sudden it's 10-7. Second ace for Burke. She scores a lot of points for this team. Floats it over again. Hawks just get it over. Ortega has to play it. Dennis platforms it to Schmidt, gets a big swing, and she scores. Hawks needed that one, 10-8. Out of system and ugly, but the Hawks get it done. Jones back to serve. Kill number 7 for Schmidt. She's hitting .312 on the afternoon. Jones. Jefferson takes that ball. Might have been long. Jefferson gets up, big swing. Jones with a big high dig. Ortega has to platform it. Vanderwide. Tip, tip, tip. Jefferson blocked back onto the Jackrabbit side. Chased down though. Platformed over by Sayward. Schmidt takes it. Ortega outside. Vanderwide with a great swing. Ball behind her, above her head. Got up, got behind it enough to put that ball on the floor. 12-9 or 10-9. Coach finding the imaginary wet spot to slow play down a little bit. I like it. Good work. Don't want to use a timeout. He used one early, so we use one here with the 35-degree wet spot. I like it. Back row from Burke. Rolls it long. Hawks have battled back. We're tied at 10. AJ fires it over. Sayward, bad pass, way off the net. Jefferson off the double contact from the setter. Hawks retake the lead, 11-10. First 2 sets were pretty crisp and clean on both sides. Set 3, not quite as much here. We'll see if they find a way. And as I say that, service error for the Hawks ties it back up at 11 as Jones goes just a touch long. Dennis checks back in for her. In comes Thompson to serve. She's got 4 kills. Knocks it over long. Teams trade service errors. Hawks lead 12-11. On a banjo in for Ortega. Tessier in for Schmidt. Tessier to serve. Tessier here on the right side in the 1 spot. Floats it over right down the line. Jefferson, bad pass. Burke takes it, platforms it to Jefferson. Big swing coming. Goes high, goes long. Jefferson's down, and she's down hard. Golly. We're going to go ahead and step away here. Hawkeye volleyball from Learfield. head coach and trainer helping key off the court. Checked her knee a little bit, boy. Hate to see that in her homecoming. Van Egdom checks in for Jefferson. Tessier to serve, floats it right down the line. Van Egdom has to dive and get it. Burke from the back row, rolls it over. Dennis takes it, Tessier outside. Vanderwide gets the kill. 14-11, Hawks on top. Here in set 2. And coach will go ahead and call timeout. Give his team some time to regroup here. He'll use his second as the Hawks on a 3-0 run. We'll go ahead and take the break as well. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. Hawks lead set 3, 14-11. Lead the match 2-0. As the Hawks will look to close it out, get the sweep here, and prepare for North Florida tonight. North Florida was swept by Northern Iowa in the opener of the tournament. Tessier to serve again. 13 assists so far today for Lily in her home Hawkeye debut. Knocks that one over. Pass is tight. Kaspers goes up. Kicked up on Abanjo. Off the tape. What a... Kaspers lost the joust. Vanderwide got flat shoelaces on it. Actually delivered a great ball to Anna Banjo, but wasn't able to get it over. Serve fires over. Bad pass. Hawks get it up in the air. Tip it over to Jackrabbit side. Middle attack coming off the block. Dennis with the dig. Tessier outside. Anna Banjo got the kill. Off a more traditional pass, Toyosi made the most of that one, 15-12. Floats it far corner, bad pass, chase down. Big swing, Dennis can't handle it. Nerad gets the kill from the outside. She's got 7 now. Really nice job from her. 7 kills on just 14 swings, couple errors, hitting .357. Van Egdom to serve. Tessier on a Banjo, tips it off the block, but Burke was right there. 15-14. When the Hawkeye timing is good, it's really good. When it gets off just a little bit. Urquhart, good pass to Tessier. Back to the middle. Kaspers tipped out of bounds. Kaspers with a kill, her second. She goes out. Jones comes in. And Jones comes right back out. As we're going to get Maddie Warmond in for her home Hawkeye debut. Maddie's another one of those transfers from Lafayette. Dennis fires it over. Burke takes it off the net, right side, through the block and scores. That's Nearhead from the right side. She pin to pin, getting points everywhere. 16-15. Saywert back to serve. Libero knocks it over. Vanderwide, good pass to Tessier. Middle attack, Warman tips it, scores. First swing, first kill. Maddie Warman, welcome to the Hawkeyes. (17-15) Hawkeyes lead. On a Banjo to serve. Toy off the tape. That goes for the rare serve receive kill from Burke. If she made a diving play off the tape, rolls it over into the Hawkeye side, 17-16. Nerad back to serve. Ortega's in, Schmidt's in for the Hawks. Urquhart, good pass. Ortega, middle. Warman has to tip. Saywert outside to Burke. Off the block, scores. Tied at 17. Burke is too good for that kill, or for the block to be late. Knocks it over. Great serve. Ortega to Schmidt. Off the block. Stays on Jackrabbit's side. Vanderwide. Ortega backside. Tipped. Covered. Burke. Dug by Vanderwide. Ortega. Double contact. 18-17. Nerad to serve. Into the net. Hawks catch a break there. Tied at 18. Urquhart back to serve. Race to 7 here in set 3. Mickey fires it over. Good pass. Right side, chopped over. It's a good score there from Thompson. 19-18 Jackrabbits. Thompson with 5. Burke back to serve. Done a little bit of everything today. Knocks it over. Dennis. Ortega, Warman. Covered up. Burke from the back row rolls it over. Dennis is there. Ortega, backside to Schmidt. High off the block. That ball's right on top of the net. Rolled over. Dennis, Ortega, Urquhart from the back row. She's dug up. Middle, blocked. Urquhart. Ortega dumps it. She's dug up. Warman, covered by Schmidt. Ortega platforms it to Urquhart. Big swing from the back row. Dug by Burke. Outside, big swing, sharp cut, score. Van Egdom gets it 20-18 Jackrabbits. Timeout, Coach Barnes and the Hawkeyes with South Dakota State leading set 3, 20-18. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. 20-18. Jackrabbits on top here in set 3. Hawks took the first 2. Running into a little speed bump here in set 3. Burke back to serve. Floats it over. Dennis, good pass to Ortega. Backside to Schmidt, no block, scores. Van Egdom went the wrong way as they were set up on the middle. Hawks went the opposite direction, 20-19 now. Casper's back into the front row. Warman back to serve. Maddie fires it over. Good serve, strong serve there. Right side coming, blocked. Vanderwide and Caspers block Thompson, and we're tied at 20. South Dakota State coach begging for another timeout. He doesn't have one. As players will decide this one. Warman, drop ball serve. She has to play it. Ortega to Schmidt. Off the block and scores. Great serve. Diving play pushes it back onto the Hawkeye side. Hawkeye's not exactly ready for it, but Schmidt gets the kill. 21-20. That's 9 for Adina. This game has been a battle of runs back and forth. Warman, good serve, 8 up. No double contact, wow. Ortega to the middle. Caspers, that ball's up and gonna be played. Van Egdom off the block onto the Hawkeye side. Vanderwide one hands at Warman. Vanderwide chops it over, dug up by Van Egdom. Back row from Burke. What an angle there. Took something off of it, sharp angle there, tied at 21. How that wasn't double contact on the libero, I'm not sure. How it wasn't double contact back on the Hawkeye side afterward, I'm not sure. In any event, we're tied at 21. And Makavica back to serve in her debut for the Jackrabbits today. Knocks it over. Dennis, good pass to Ortega. Rack side to Schmidt, has to tip though. Needed a big swing there, didn't take it. Chopped over, Dennis, good pass. Ortega, middle, got it. That was Caspers. She's got 3 now. Hawks lead 22-21. Tessier's back in, she'll serve. Toyosi's back to the front row as well. Tessier, drop ball serve, it's a beauty. Right side attack coming, tipped over. Caspers with the dig. Tessier outside to Vanderwide, rolls it over, she's dug up. Ball goes outside. Van Egdom through the block. Dennis gets it. Tessier back row from Urquhart. Blocked. Dennis covers. Urquhart pushes it up high to Vanderwide. Rolls it over. Got it! What a play by the Hawkeyes there. That's the grittiness. That's the fighting that they've been looking for. Compete for every point until you don't win it. 23-21. Tessier, another good serve. Good pass this time, though. Back to Burke in the back row. Boy, she's good. She just floats. Hung in the air, one hand. You could see the tip coming. Every Hawkeye defender, though, had their feet stuck. Couldn't get moving. 23-22. Burke with 14 now, leads everybody. Serve comes over. Dennis, good pass to Tessier. Outside to Vanderwide off the right. Burke will get that dig. Pushes it right side, big swing through the block. Tessier, good dig. Dennis chases it down. She'll give it to Urquhart in the back row. Big swing, dug up. Toyosi actually goes out. Give Urquhart the kill. Hawks have set point, match point, 24-22. Vanderwide will look to close it out. Addy runs it forward, fires it cross court. Good pass, pushes it outside. Big swing, high, long, no touch. That'll do it. Hawkeye sweep here in the afternoon, 25-22. Recap at 25-23 in the first, 25-15 in the second, 25-22 in the third. We'll have Coach Barnes after he runs to the locker room real quick. So we'll take just a quick break while we wait for the official stats to come through. We'll rattle through those a little bit. We'll get Coach Barnes over here for his first Hawkeye postgame. And we'll be back. Just a reminder tonight, too, we'll be back. Hawkeyes take on North Florida at 7 o'clock. So we've got some more action coming to you here in Extreme Arena. But we'll be right back. So we're going to take just a quick break. We'll be back with some stats and Coach Barnes. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball, Hawkeye postgame. Hawkeyes sweep the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Hawkeyes move to 4-5 on the season. South Dakota State drops to 6-4. Hawkeyes very balanced attack today. Give 9 kills to Adina Schmidt. She hit .333. Addie Vanderweide with 8, hit .389. Amaya Jones, 7, hit .333. Mickey Urquhart, .316 with her 7 kills. Toyosiana Banjo, 182 on 6 kills. Delaney McSweeney, 4 kills, hit .222. Jacqueline Caspers came in, hit .750, 3 kills on 4 swings there in the third set. And Maddie Warman came in, also got a kill on 3 swings. So Hawkeyes, as a team, hit .320 for the match, so outstanding performance there. 40 assists for the Hawkeyes, 16 for Lily Tessier in her home debut. Bailey Ortega had 14. 6 service aces from Michelle Urquhart. Couple from Toyosiana Banjo. 7 digs for Urquhart as well, so she really filled up the stat sheet. 7 digs from Sydney Dennis in her set as libero. Lily Tessier with 7. So good back row balance, good back row attacking there. Amaya Jones with 6 blocks, as she had a hand in 6 of the 7 blocks that the Hawkeyes had. Crystal Burke was outstanding for South Dakota State. She had 14 kills on 35 swings, hit .257. Anna Nerad, .294. She had 8 kills. We had 16 assists from Reagan Riley and 10 from Carly Wadle. 13 digs from Faith Satewert, as she was all over the place in the first set. Hawks neutralized her a little bit. Reagan Riley had 6 digs as well. Crystal Burke had 6. Hawkeyes held the Jackrabbits to .222 hitting. Did have 4 blocks. Hawkeyes had 7 aces and 7 errors. Jackrabbits had 4 aces and 8 errors. So all in all, a good home debut for the Hawkeyes. Glancing over, I see Akila Jefferson over there talking to some people. She is on crutches with her knee wrapped in ice. Hopefully it's, you always hope those things were more scary than bad, but there's just those collisions in the net. She was playing a ball coming up from behind her. Always the toughest balls. She was aggressively attacking it, took a big swing, and just got, I assume, got feet tangled there in the net. So we've got See Katie coming out of the locker room. I'm sure Coach Barnes getting the pep talk and the home speech here as we'll get him rolling out here in just a second as we look to finish up the show here and move on to tonight's match with North Florida. So we're going to take just a short break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. All right, we're back here as we do the roundup, looking to get Coach Barnes out of the locker room. Hopefully he pops out here shortly, or we'll if we don't see him, we'll go ahead and cut loose and get ready for tonight. But Hawkeyes sweep South Dakota State in 3. Good strong showing as the Hawks got out to leads. Kind of gave it away a little bit in a couple of sets, but then battled through some adversity, especially there in set 3. Used some different lineups, got some different players on the court, so that was fun and different, and was able to really buckle down. Again, as Dan and I were talking, the defensive effort, lots of touches, lots of good blocks at the net. And then even when they didn't get touches, a lot of scrappy back row play, people chasing balls around, just that refusal to let the ball hit the floor. So a lot of really good stuff there. So we've got the managers doing cleanup around. We'll see if Coach Barnes is going to be coming out here shortly. Did you see Coach in the locker room? No problem. We'll see if Coach will pop out here in just a second. Yeah, he was going to come out for an interview. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Sounds good. Again, first set back and forth a little bit. Actually, not really back and forth. Just South Dakota State could push forward and tie, as we had 5 ties in the first set. 1 lead change as the Hawks took the lead early. Second set, Hawkeyes ran out to the lead early. And in that set, never really looked back. Ended up winning 25-15. Got ahead, stayed ahead. Never really gave any ground. Third set, Hawks ran out 6-1. Got off early. Really put tons and tons of pressure on. and then let it get away. Actually, South Dakota State took a late lead. Hawks battled back and found a way to not only come back and tie, but to go ahead and get all the way out and get the win. So Hawks roll through on 3, hit 320. Got Michelle Urquhart out here. She's come out of the locker room. She's got plenty of Hawkeye gear now. As we'll see what we'll ask Coach Barnes what kind of the plan is, what the rotation is for them. If they go get their feet up, I assume they're going to eat, hydrate, all that fun stuff. Try to get back into the mode. It was cool in the gym here. Again, being able to play some different players and do some different things is useful. Going to get the official report here from Ryan. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Coach Barnes was a little coaching staff meeting, so completely understandable. Again, you're kind of your first home tournament. So not only are you trying to figure out what your schedule's like, what how and where you need to be and what you need to do, but then the whole host duties that are required and all the things done there. So the next match here is 4 o'clock, as that one is. Gosh, I'm not even sure who that one is. I saw the tournament schedule earlier. I would guess that it's South Dakota State and UNI. And then the Hawkeyes will take on North Florida tonight. And then you'll have North Florida and South Dakota State play each other tomorrow early. And then the Hawkeyes will take on UNI tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We'll catch Coach Barnes. We'll catch Coach Barnes in pregame here and try and get him a little bit that way, and we'll catch him early, and we'll run that before the match tonight. So we'll see if we can get some time with him tonight before the match. We'll see how that goes. So thank you for listening to. Actually, as he's walking out now here, we'll catch him. So hang in there with me for just a few more seconds. We'll get Coach Barnes over here as Coach Barnes rolls out. Coach, I filled a mile of dead air for you. Well, congratulations on home win number 1.
Well, thank you. I'm just happy for the girls to get here and get in front of our fans and get some positive traction going. They're celebrating their being 1-0. I said that's how you start a streak, is getting the first one.
That was, as you look through the stats, I was looking through first set. They kind of got out on you a little early. You got ahead and then just kind of stiff-armed them the whole way. But some of the things that we talked about pre-match was had the lead, and all of a sudden it got a little hairy there at the end. But buckled in, found a way to get the important side out, and then close it out.
Yeah, we got to maintain our focus. We lose our focus just for a bit, and a good team's going to come back on you, and they were going to make us earn it, and they weren't going to give it to us, and and that's what shows. You're going to bring it up to chance. You're going to have a team get back close and tighten the game up if you don't finish out, and we've got to be more disciplined, more focused, and when we pull away like we did in the second set. We stayed focused. We kept the pressure on them, and we got some blocks too that really helped us separate. But we're learning.
Third set was a little sloppier for both teams, and got down and thought, gee, are we going to see a fourth set? But really cued in there, and I mean all those things. That discipline of winning the gritty points. Boy, there were a couple of flying around points where you had no business stealing the point, yet you guys did. And so that had to be good to see, and it was with some different players out there too.
Yeah, we had to play ugly there in that third set to turn it around, and we were trying to give some people some looks. We put in Jack in the middle, and Maddie. That's her first time to play this season. She's been injured and has come back. And so we're just happy to get her in the game. But here it is, a tight game. I didn't want it to be that situation for her. And so the game was close. But, we got to get them some playing time and then still try to win these matches. And Sydney got in for the first time at libero. She played that whole third set and came in and played really well because Mari was a little up and down on the service line. So that was good to get her in the game and get some reps.
7 digs in one set for Sid. That was really good. But and then talking about Maddie, that game's tight, and she's the one at the service line.
Right.
She kind of closed it out there for you. That was good stuff.
It was, because she is normally a home run server, I call her, because she usually goes for it. And I was going, please just give us singles right now. We just need singles. And we made that run to flip it in the 20s there. So that was a big run for us.
Talk a little bit about, I know, we've talked a little bit in the practices about, the modified 6-2 you're running, and I know you really like to push middles, but boy, today, especially there in the end, Adina, who's in a little bit different role than maybe what she's used to, comes through with 9 kills. Addie, who was quiet for most of it, all of a sudden ends up with 8 kills. I mean, you had 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, 4. And then 3, if you want to count Jacqueline and Delaney, that's 7.
Right.
Pretty outstanding balance.
Well, when you establish a middle and you make it a threat, they have to change their block and come in. And then that's what makes it easier for those pin people. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're not just trying to use our middle to pepper a ball. We're trying to really hurt them up the middle consistently and make them come in. And that's what you see the fruition of that, going to the pin, and the pins getting more active.
AJ with 6 blocks too. That was kind of fun. Seeing her and Toyosi get fired up. You mentioned how those two are characters and feed off each other.
They are, and we need more blocking, and that's what we've been really stressing. And it was good to see. That was our first block party of any match. We put together a succession of blocks in a row, and so that's something you need to learn.
So what's the schedule for them now this afternoon? Do you get their feet up, eat? What's the plan before 7 o'clock tonight?
Yeah, well, the plan was to play 3 sets and stay focused and not give up one, and we did that barely. But we did it, and we're now able to get that maximum turnaround. And like you said, get our feet up. And Katie, our trainer, is outstanding. She'll get them ready so that we're as fresh as we can be for tonight, and that goes in tomorrow too, being fresh.
I mentioned that earlier in the match. I said I hate it when your preseason MVP is your trainer. That's probably not a good sign. So,
right.
But I'll let you get going too. We'll try to catch you before the match tonight. But appreciate it. Congratulations, Coach.
Yep. Thanks, Sean.
That's Coach Jim Barnes of the winning Iowa Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes take it 25-23, 25-15, and 25-22. We'll be back tonight. 7 o'clock. We'll be on probably 6:45 or so. We'll have a little bit of a pregame, assuming the match in front runs to time. But that'll do it. I'm John Evans from Extreme Arena. This has been Hawkeye Volleyball. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Go Hawks.